Boy, what a time that we're living through. I mean, I just find this moment in history singularly amazing. Literally, we've never had somebody like this as president of the United States. Somebody this pathological, somebody this essentially corrupt and destructive. I mean, certainly we've had corrupt presidents in the past, but I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. Rich in Central Woolley, Washington. Hey, Rich, what's on your mind?
Well, first, I'd just like to throw this out there. Bombs for Bidens. It's the bombs for Bidens.
Bombs for Biden? What's that?
That would be my new name for what's going on with the Trump.
Oh, I see. Sure. In other words, we're Ukraine. We will give you bombs, actually missiles, if you give us dirt on Biden. I get it. I got it. Thanks.
Exactly. But my main topic was how my father's religion is killing my father's Republican Party, because you got to look at the majority of Protestantism in the United States is based on Calvinism, whether it's the old plantation theology or the modern day prosperity theology. Now, when you don't have prosperity, that don't sell no more.
Right.
When the economy starts to tank and people can figure out, well, this is Trump, it's turning down because of Trump. Or if they really look at it, the younger generation, they're smart enough to look this stuff up online, and they can see the trends where when Republicans are in power, wages tend to drop. The economy actually gets worse under Republicans, especially for the middle class and young people looking.
Oh,
for
you could track that back to the 1890s. I mean,
I believe it. Yeah.
Literally, every Republican administration has. If you compare the growth of the stock market, if you compare the growth of wages, if you compare GDP, I mean, pretty much any measure, any metric you want to choose, compare Republican and Democratic administrations, and what you'll find is that Democratic administrations always do better than Republican administrations in all of those categories.
If they're out there trying to sell, we're the party of prosperity, religion, because we're good Christians, because you're good Christians, God's going to reward you with prosperity, and this is what they've been selling.
Yeah.
So when times get rough, people are going, hold it, this doesn't work. So it's the
the neo-Calvinism in your mind is collapsing, basically.
Yeah, and it's taken the Republican Party down with it, because this is what they've been pushing for so long.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rich. I really do. I want to get a couple more calls in here. Thanks a lot for the call, Rich. Tim in Houston, Texas. Your thoughts, Tim?
Good morning.
Hey.
Tom, I was curious, since you're the big history buff, can you tell me about how the Republican Party was just prior to and after the Great Depression hit, like under Hoover? And
right.
I've got one other comment I'd like to make. George Lakoff, in his book, talks about there are really two types of people. So most of us between the two extremes. They're the conservatives and the progressives. And the conservatives being have to have a father figure type of a
right. Yeah, he uses the family
leader,
analogy.
and progressives. Yeah. No, the rest of we're equal. We're going to tell you.
Right.
We're it. So, can I get you to speak to those two topics for us?
Sure. Yeah. Lakoff's point was the Democrats tend to view the body politic, the polity, as family. We are all brothers, sisters. We're all related. We take care of each other. Republicans also view it as a family, but in a strict father model. Top down, hierarchical and patriarchal. With regard to the Republican Party back in the 1920s, Warren Harding in 1920, this is just post-World War I, and tax rates were really high. I think it was 91% after World War I. Warren Harding ran on a platform in the election of 1920 on deregulation and privatization and lower taxes. Less government and business, more business and government was his slogan. In other words, privatize and deregulate. And then, a return to normalcy was the other slogan that Warren Harding used in the 1920 election, which meant cut taxes back to where they used to be. And they did that.
Right.
He became president, and he deregulated Wall Street. He cut taxes. He just juiced the economy like there was no tomorrow, and it produced what we call the Roaring '20s. Interestingly, during the Roaring '20s, wages for working people were absolutely flat for that 10-year period. But, you know, the wealth at the very top just exploded. And then, of course, it all blew up in 1929. But Harding,
just like today,
right? And then Coolidge, following him, just kept those policies in place. And then Hoover, you know, presided over the Great Depression, over the Great Crash. Tim, thanks for the call. It's good to hear from you.